Hello again, everyone. How's it going? Happy Friday! Here we are, 2/3 of the way through with our Milky Way art piece. So let's go ahead and move the frame to the side. It is rather large. And we will get started on bag number 15. So how's everyone doing today? Canis Rufus subscribed for 73 months. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And howdy, Minor Trader and Mad Rhapsody. How's it going, and everyone else? Get out, peace. There we go. Put those pieces over there. Trying to get to level 50 in Soul Blazer. Just doing the grind, huh? A lot of pieces I want to roll away here. Alright, so we're going to need one of these. Wow, it reflects the ceiling pretty well. You can see the camera. Pretty proud of yourself. You were fiddling with Super Metroid randomizer and managed to your first mock ball. You were able to repeat it too, but not consistently. I'm sure Cressens knows exactly what that is. Let's see. The Sagittarius Alpha. At the center of the Milky Way, at 26,000 light-years from Earth, is Sagittarius Alpha, a supermassive black hole with a mass of 4 million times that of the Sun. Black holes are collapsed astronomical objects with such intense gravitational pull that not even light can escape once it reaches the event horizon. Point of no return. Alright, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 will make this middle section. Alright, so flip it over. Quite hooked on Tower of Babel, Survivors of Chaos. Is it very Mesopotamia mythology coded? Alright, let's get that there. That one there. Beating Morph Ball at running speeds. Got it. I've played one single Metroid game. That is it. That is the extent of my Metroid knowledge. It's true, I am. Well, I meant, is it like using Mesopotamian mythology or something? Alright, starting off with our trans purple, of course. And we have some dark blue 1x1 bricks, plates, whatever. Same difference. They're not the same. So how is everyone doing today? Happy that it's Friday? We actually got snow today. And it's stuck around, not on the streets. But it's been below freezing all day, so that was pretty nice. First time we've had snow before January in a very long time. I know you tried to steal it from me, Bahamut. I know you tried. So many of you want to keep me from having any snow at all. But my weather summoning worked this year. I'm very happy. Bats, skeletons, goblins, and slimes, Mesopotamia? No, not really. That's no fun. They should be drawing upon Mesopotamian mythology. I mean, really, everyone should. keep trying to send it to me, but it melts. You say that, and yet, I know that you guys are working together to try to keep me from having snow. And this time it failed. This time it failed. I have my snow, and there's nothing you can do about it for a day or so. I'm sure it'll melt soon. Please do work together to prevent you from getting snow. You don't want it? See, you guys all talk about not wanting it. And that may be the case. But more than that, you want me to not have any. I know it. I know that's true. I know exactly what is going on with all of y'all. Appreciating the Stellaris music there, Mad Rhapsody. I figured it was appropriate. I will probably play it again while we're doing the Enterprise next week. A friend of mine has already started building it, and he's really pleased with the build so far, so looking forward to that. Time to reassemble Granny's Sasquatch Stew Ski Lodge again? Granny's moved on to other things. All out in the snow in shorts, Hawaiian shirt, and sandals? Not quite. Not quite. I'm not that resilient against cold. Although I do tend to just have a flannel on. You like snow, but it doesn't work out well in the south? Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. All just learning about the snow conspiracy? I already know about it. There's nothing you can do to prevent my knowledge on the subject. You wear shorts out in the cold? Alright, another clip. Alright, and then, as we all know, the stellar cherries right here. You need sauna against the cold? You're that fragile? What, a sauna +3? +6 versus snow? You don't mind snow? It's the way it becomes slosh and ice that bothers you? That's true. It's not as much fun when it becomes slush and that turns to ice. And really, I mean, other people should just stay inside. Let me go out and around and enjoy it. It's not like they can drive in it, and I can. Of all the accidents that I've ever had, not a single one has been snow-related, so... And I haven't had that many accidents. Alright, there's that. Start back up here. There's a small sauna, so it's like plus 60, 65 C. It's a lot of magical pluses. Things that bad that the 9 hells have frozen over? That's not where I live. Why is Soul Blazer's music so good? Might be something to do with having a good composer. I don't know. Yeah, possibly. Except that time I couldn't and had to dig it out because I lent it to a guy? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Closest thing that I had to an accident, I mean, not really, like, closest thing I've had to a bad experience driving in snow was one time that work kept me too late when it was snowing, like really, really snowing. And it was so cold that the snow started freezing around my axle as I was driving home. That was pretty bad. I didn't lend my car to someone. They were staying at my house for a convention, and we drove to the metro to go to the convention. And then coming home, got to my car, drove it out of the parking lot, got most of the way home, got into my neighborhood, and then it got stuck. And we had to leave it until the next day and go shovel it out. But that wasn't an accident. That was just the car got stuck in the snow. And then the guy being annoyed that he had to help me get my car out. You're referring to the biblical hell, though honestly you don't know how many circles it has. It has 9 circles in Dante's Inferno. That is also how many levels the hells have in D&D. You ride, you shovel too. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure exactly what he expected. Like, you're just simply wrong. You know, maybe you're thinking of Ultima since 8 is a magic number. Yeah, everything in Ultima is 8. At least those earlier ones. All right. So that is it for that bag. So our spare parts. A purple 1x1 cylinder plate, a trans purple 1x1 cylinder tile, and 2 1x1 plate flowers in light aqua and lavender. Howdy, Duke Darkwood. How's it going? All right. Bag number 16. There we go. Might be done with the star drive section of the ship. Well, you'll be done before I start on next Wednesday. Oh. My other screen popped off for a second there. Weird. One day back when you worked at the deli, came out of your shift at midnight and your car was literally covered in ice. You had to call a ride? Oof. Like freezing rain because of freezing rain or something? So that's what we got so far. Alright, let's see. This one goes right there. This Milky Way set is one of those Lego mosaics. Not exactly a mosaic. I mean, like, strictly speaking, it is, but it's not really a mosaic. Yeah, freezing rain is why I keep scrapers in my car. Get in, turn it on, turn on the heat, start scraping. Seen cars coated in inch-thick ice from freezing rain? Okay, yeah, I mean, if it's that thick, that's not a whole lot that you can do about that. I wish it would get that cold sometimes here, Bahamut. That would be so much fun. I would definitely play with that. Really love the attention to detail they put on the mini version of the Black Knight's castle. Yeah, I'm looking forward to building that one of these days. I don't know when. Couldn't open the doors, one handle broke off. Okay, alright. That is definitely a reason to call someone to take you home. That's very much a, ooh boy, There we go. There we go, and a 1x4. I really want them to make more of the, like the retro remakes that they've done a few times. You know, like a modern version of that castle done as the El Dorado Fortress Redux. That'd be so good. Why do they not give me more castles? That's the question. LEGO should give me more castles. I want more castles. Speaking of scrapers and freezing, back when you were a student, you decided to drive to your dad's place in the middle of the night in winter. It was snowing heavily and your headlamps were clogged in snow, so you stopped at a bus stop to clean them. It was minus 15C, 5F, and your car wouldn't start back up again. Ooh. Almost an hour's drive away from where you needed to be. Oh, that's not good. LEGO should sponsor me. Howdy, Sealan. How's it going? I would like to be sponsored by people that I feel good about being sponsored by. So, you know, no Raid Shadow Legends. I love how Raid Shadow Legends is such a thing that even people who play no games know of its existence just because they sponsored so much crap. Like, that's pretty ridiculous. Hey, if it got me discounts on Mountain Dew, that'd be great. I'd love to save money on some things that I actually buy a lot of. On the other hand, the one problem with my level of output and sponsorships is that it would probably be pretty easy for you guys to get very tired of whatever it was that was sponsoring me. You had to wake up your dad to come tow you. You spent at least 30 minutes in a freezing car until you managed to get it to start again. Ooh. Yeah, one time when I was a kid, my dad drove my sister and I to... I think this was after my parents were divorced, so I don't think my mother came. I don't think my mother was there. We were going to visit his family in Indiana, and it was for Christmas, so it was very cold. It was like a very cold Christmas time, and it was snowing heavily. No, actually it wasn't snowing, I don't think. I think it was just, like, extremely cold. And he's pretty convinced that we stopped to fill up at a gas station at some place that watered down their gas. And our gas tank froze. Like, he'd never had that happen before. Yeah, it was definitely after my parents were divorced. This was in a Honda Accord. And that sucked. But at the same time, you know, little kids, it was kind of an adventure. Not little. It was probably 11 or 12. What's the preferred flavor of Dew? Regular. Or Baja Blast is actually not bad. Alright, spare parts. We've got a trans pink gem. We've got a dark pink 1x1 cylinder tile with top peg, and a coral pink 1x1 plate flower. Alright, so that is that one done. You're driving an old hunk of junk? Volkswagen Golf from 1990? Well, I never said that, minor trader. It's one of the flavors of soda that I drink. My other preferred sodas are A&W Root Beer and Sprite, just because it's... Flavor's good, and the zero sugar stuff is pretty good, too. And, like, most colas these days kind of don't sit as well with me anymore. Tropical Baja Blast of Mountain Dew is a game changer for you? Well, I won't try a flavor that doesn't have zero sugar at this point, so... Luckily, they have zero sugar varieties of that. Alright. Flip that over there. Lots of flesh bricks. Well, made with real Lego flesh. Oops. Missed a piece getting in here. Yeah, I don't remember anything else about that trip to Indiana, other than the running out of gas. But then again, back at that time, we basically went out there either for Christmas or Thanksgiving most years, so... Although that was probably the start of the end of that. Partly because, like, after my mother got divorced from my father... and she visited a couple times with, you know, their grandkids kind of thing. You know, like my grandmother's grandkids or great-grandkids. She felt decidedly unwelcome. And it's like, it was very, very odd. Used to like A&W vanilla thing. A store carried some import sweets and sodas, and they had an A&W vanilla something and root beer. You tried the root beer once. You think you described it as pressurized canned air soaked in oil? Oh, man. Root beer's so good. I mean, root beer is vanilla. Like the major flavor in root beer is vanilla. The A&W ice cream sundae soda was disgusting, though. Like, there's plenty of sodas that I have not liked in my lifetime, but it's more of a, like, it's not for me, you know? It's not a flavor that I dig, kind of thing. That was actually disgusting. You loved it? Well, I mean, it's too bad you didn't live down here, because I had gotten a 12-pack, and I couldn't for the life of me give it away. Everyone else who tried it didn't like it either. All this just made wrong. Literally no one liked it. Alright. Ah, there it is. There's the 1x2 slope. You're glad Canada Dry still distributes ginger ale with cherry juice? I like regular ginger ale. Nothing beats ginger ale on an airplane. Like, the altitude makes things taste different. But whatever it does not affect, or it beneficially affects ginger ale. It was probably cream soda. It was probably cream soda. That's the other common variety. The ice cream sundae is chocolatey and relatively recent. Cream soda is kind of supposed to be a root beer float in soda form. Which, if you haven't had a root beer float, you should try that. GB Jackson, how's it going? Thank you very much for that subscription. 2 months. Root beer floats. I've heard people do floats with Coke, and that just seems wrong. It's got to be root beer. There we go. Cola floats work best with chocolate ice cream. See, that also seems wrong to me. I mean, I'd never really considered chocolate before getting that sundae, that A&W ice cream sundae soda, and once I did try it, I'm never having chocolate with soda, ever. Sprite works with various sorbets, huh? I could see that. I could see that. It's a bit too much chocolate for me, I think. I am most definitely not a chocoholic. I am most definitely a choco-moderationist. Except Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Then I can overdose on chocolate. All right, lots of teeth. Bet you didn't know that the Milky Way galaxy had a lot of teeth in it. Hey, I'm curious about trying it myself now. That does sound pretty good. I mean, I do like Sprite, so that's, you know, part of it. There we go. Now, 5 stems, white stems. 9 million experience points to get to 45. Well, that's just a hop and a skip and a jump, right? We'll get there in no time. 2, 3, 4. All right, I missed one. There. Yes, right there. Milky Way galaxy made completely out of Milky Way candy. You know, that would be interesting. As for the cola chocolate mix, you have a cookbook with a cola chocolate cake recipe. Well, I mean, you're cooking it, so that's going to change the flavor profile. I can see that might be, you know, that might work a little differently. A hype train is incoming. Why did a hype train start just now? Like, we got a couple resubs and stuff, but... one of them is 34 minutes ago, one of them is 5 minutes ago. There might have been a invisible one, though, I suppose. That might be it. Go home, Twitch, you're drunk. Spontaneous trains happen sometimes lately? Oh, okay. It's news to me. Then again, they don't happen that often for me, so. And Bahamut gifting out a sub. Nice. Rare to be on time. Let's get some feathers in the galaxy, as we all know. Clouth Warthog gifting out a bunch of subs. Thank you very much. That is 10 gift subs. One streamer thinks it's just Twitch trying to fool people into spending money. Well, I mean, if they want to spend money, that's up to them. I don't think it's a fool, per se. An incentive, I would say. It's not waste a good glitch. Exactly. Now even fewer people need to bother with the ads. Woohoo! And howdy, NSS boss, how's it going? Let's see, we got a coral pink 1x4 there, and then a whole bunch of arches. There we go. Have Hype Train will gift. Yes, and now you can use the emotes. Yay, emotes. The Milky Way, is this the one with the frogs? I haven't seen any frogs yet, so I don't know. I don't think there are any frogs. No frogs in the Milky Way, apparently. And Gilded Tongue and Bahamut also gifting out some subs. Yay, emotes. Everyone's favorite. Gotta have the dweenal. Gotta have the dweenal. The Proto-Utwig, although unlike the Utwig, they have crappy ships. And how's it going, Vigistry? Have enough to give one gift sub and need to save what funds you have in your Twitch wallet for your resubs? That's fair. That's very generous. You didn't know they made a Lego set of a candy bar? Well, sure. Alright, let's see. I think that is it. Yeah, alright, so these are the spare parts. A white 1x1 tile, cylinder tile with top peg. A flesh 1x1 tile slope, white 7-petal flower, and a white feather flame piece. There we go. Bag number 18. Milky Ways aren't bad, but you're a Snickers man. In terms of actual candy bars, as opposed to other sorts of candy, I am most definitely a Milky Way guy. Creamy nougat, chocolate coating, and best of all, caramel. GB Jackson gifting out 10 subs. Nice. Thank you, guys. The random hype train works. Twitch, do it more often. Do it more often. You did get the Enterprise set. That is a big box. It is. It is. I'm looking forward to building that one next week. Your mom loved Milky Way Midnight. They're good, but you can only do dark chocolate in moderation. It's a bit rich for you. I can't do dark chocolate at all. I really dislike the flavor. really dislike the flavor. Did already build the shuttle. It was fun. Yeah, that's probably one of the best gifts with purchase they've done. Oh wait, no, we're not doing that. We are just putting this one right here. The list of Food Heresy's mounts. Yeah, well, should stop falling for the food orthodoxy, sir. Stand up to the power. Stand up to the man. Embrace the wonderfulness of ham. It's got a pair of the reddish orange here. There are no food heresies in this channel. I mean, there are. Called pickles. Milky Way with pickles? Yeah, that's a pretty horrific food heresy. Stand up to the man, he says while bashing on pickles. Yeah. Have you not heard of Big Pickle? Have you not heard of Big Pickle? Shaking my head. Just shaking my head. Licorice made with pickle flavor. I mean, that's just trading one absolutely disgusting thing for another. Chocolate-covered bacon is a thing. I mean, that definitely sounds gross. But is it as gross as pickles? I don't know. I don't know. I think pickles has that beat. You actually had chocolate-covered bacon. It was great. Yeah, but you're also in the tank for Big Pickle, so I don't know if we can trust you. In the pocket of Big Pickle. Then there was that pickle-flavored Mountain Dew. Ugh. There was like, I think in Japan there was like this contest to pick a flavor for Cheerios, I think it was. And it was like kimchi and something else. And I don't remember what the other thing was. But the kimchi won, and they ended up going with the other thing anyway. Because they found that the kimchi flavored was so disgusting. But then they got so much, there was so much outcry that they produced it anyway. And Jamel Bowie, who did for, what was it? Serious Eats. He did Cereal Eats, and he tried it, and it was pretty clearly disgusting. Like, he was like, he couldn't eat more than like a bite of it, I think. He was like, yeah, that is nasty. Indeed, a cereal. Not the good and loyal cornflakes, though. The evil, villainous kimchi flavored. Cheerios or whatever it was. You've also had chocolate-covered bacon, and it was really good. Chocolate works very well with savory as long as the chocolate isn't too sweet. So you can pack it up now, Bahamut. Huh. Why is my leaderboard thing saying that GB Jackson only gave out 9 gift subs when he gave out 10? It's weird. Probably a situation of... Sorry about the... I accidentally maximized the size of the PDF window. I think Twitch just might be drunk tonight. Maybe that's it. It says 10 there. Alright, let me check another window. Okay, one of my windows just says 9. Okay. Twitch is just being drunk. Understood. No, I don't think it's on vacation. I think it's just drunk. I think it's just drunk. At least it's not the return of Clippy again. Don't worry. Clippy will be back, and he will be better than ever. In Revenge of Clippy. Too much holiday cheer. Why can't it be drunk on vacation? Because it's clearly not on vacation, because it's running. Like, if it was on vacation, it would just be not running at all. So it is running. It's just, you know, at work but drunk. Clippy never forgets or forgives. That's true. He doesn't. And he knows whether you've been bad or good with your grammar. And Seelan is on a watch streak. Gotta pump those pickle emote numbers for the next recap. You know, I have the power to eliminate the pickle emote. I do have that power. I mean, he's bad to the bend. But why? Because pickles are bad. Pickles are bad. Alright, let's see. What are we putting on here? We got a flower here. A flower here. A gem there. And a gem there. What did pickles ever do to me? They were disgusting. Yes, Gilded Tongue. And David Bowie actually sang that. But that's just for me. None of you can have that singing. Okay. So, bring that here. Get that right on there. Flip that over. Lock that in. Alright, spare parts. We've got a coral pink 1x1 tile slope, a trans pink 1x1 pyramid peak slope, and a pearlescent gem. Alright, bag number 19. No, it's Gem and the Holograms. Not the Gem Hadar. You get, stupid cylinders? Get back here. There we go. And another one. All right, flip it over. Get our Technic pin connections. But is it the outrageous Okona Duke Darkwood? That's the question. AKA the Rocketeer. What if Gem played against the actual Misfits? I don't actually remember anything from Gem other than like the commercials, like the premise. So is that like the a villain band from the show or something? All right, flip it back over. And a pair of blue... Nope, get back here. The Misfits was an actual band. Ah, okay. Not one that I can say that I am familiar with. At least not offhand. Alright. A few purple 1x1 cylinder plates. And they were the... Oh, okay. Like two unrelated things? Or they're related? Okay, no relation? Alright. Oh, if they were heavy metal, yeah, I definitely don't know them. That is definitely outside of my knowledge. Heavy metal was my sister's music. I apparently just listen to music that makes me about 15 years older than I am. Apparently. According to Spotify. Still salty about that? Yeah, I am. I am. Like, it's pretty insulting. It really is. It's a sign of mature tastes. I mean, music is music. Whether you like music from the 1920s or the 2020s doesn't really matter. I don't think that has anything to do with a maturation of taste. Pronounce that the fancy way, mature. Not British. I should totally play the Puppet Princess Rhapsody musical strategy RPGs. I have considered them, but I've also looked into the mechanics and been a little bit like, I'm not sure if I would... I don't know if like, it feels like the kind of game that you need a couple playthroughs to get. Getting all highfalutin in here. Oh, well, I mean, AI music, that's not a matter of, like, mature or immature tastes. That's just a sign of bad taste. There's no heart and soul in AI music. There's no way that they could be like T'Pow. I don't know, it may not have been the first game that I looked at. I don't remember. After level 47, the levels do nothing? And yet you still want to get them? Well, I said T'Pow. I really like the T'Pow song. Huey Lewis is fine. I mean, like, no dig on him. Yes, because it's funny. That's fair enough. So back here we get a gray cupcake. You know, I don't know if you guys were aware that the Milky Way has a gray cupcake in it. Giant gray cupcake. Feel it has gotten more difficult finding content from your favorite content creators on YouTube? Yeah. I think YouTube is... They're altering their algorithm in order to suppress certain kinds of content. And it's very, very noticeable. If you wanna get a feel for my subscriber rate, this is basically what my subscriber rate's been like. It is in the tank. It is just absolutely crappy. Hasn't affected my income yet on YouTube. Like, that's not going down yet. But I don't know, I think it's just a matter of time. I would highly recommend not using the YouTube algorithm, if at all possible, honestly, at this point. Algorithms are bad. They are just bad. Parody his songs, or are you talking about the Ghostbusters lawsuit? I haven't heard of anyone directly parodying his songs, but I don't pay that much attention. Yeah, I saw that, Sealan. Everyone's jumping on that bandwagon. It's like, I don't need that. I don't need that everywhere. Especially if it's going to be crappy like the YouTube one. YouTube said that it listed 3 channels that I had watched a lot or something like that, or like I was a big fan of, and one of them I had never even heard of. Apparently, I am your sidekick. Okay. And he didn't like that? Did he sue them or something? Well, they don't have to be AI slop. I mean, you can program all of that stuff in a very reasonable way to generate some interesting stuff. In general, I would say that Spotify's is vaguely interesting. Oh, okay, so that's the basis. All right, got it. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't need recaps for everything. Like, Discord definitely does not need a recap. Especially if it, like, is looking through your, you know, your DMs and stuff like that to generate that. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna say. Enough gift subs had been given out, Lel Bunny, that I figured I didn't need to worry about that. Everyone has a dragon in front of their name right now. Everyone has a dragon in front of their name right now. Not everyone? I mean, the dragon means that you're subscribed. That is my, the subscriber icon. And people can change the icon if they have multiple ones available. But I took a quick look, and it looked like everyone in the last couple minutes. I mean, there might be some people who are not talking, lurkers, kind of thing. But at the same time, enough gift subs had been given out that I figured that the lurkers had been hit, so. And howdy, Kinshir, how's it going? You have hot cocoa? Nice. Yeah, I think, like, when you start gifting out community subs, it tries to hit the people who are in chat at the moment. Like, if you do the random sub option kind of thing. I mean, it is possible to change, like I said, what that is. Like, there are other options. But I don't know. Ads are also an incentive to get a subscription. You want to see that Felina Meow long play? All right, Wolfon, thank you very much for coming on out. Have a good rest of your night. And good luck with whatever you got to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, a.k.a. Spelljammer Day. A.k.a. Sealand flies down a tunnel alone and gets eaten by monsters. I mean, Still waiting for all to insert their LP name here. No, I already played that one. That's why they liked it so much. There should be a Discord Hall of Fame kind of thing for, like, just absolutely infamous Discord posts. Because that would take it. That would take the cake there. I was on another Discord server, and someone came in pretty clearly communicating with ChatGPT using ChatGPT. Their posts were very, very obvious, and when I started pointing it out, this other person was like, No, I don't think it is. I think it's a real person." And I'm like, dude, come on. Speaking of tomorrow, you have to go in to continue working on one of your projects while not being interrupted every 5 minutes by someone needing a first piece inspection or a crimp tool adjustment or... Alright, so spare parts. We've got a lavender 1x1 flower plate and a gray angle connector with stud. And bag number 20. Following a DJ yourself, maybe you guys can talk about our favorite LPs. I'm not connecting those two portions of the sentence, Biggestry. What do LPs have to do with DJing? Oh, right. Got it. Yep. Okay. I understand. Yes, you're right. Y o'clock. All right, Sealand. Have a good rest of your night as well. Thank you very much for coming on out. No, I know that. It's just like I don't know why my brain decided not to register that this time. Normally it does. Well, I mean, I know one of the reasons why. So one thing about streaming and LPing and stuff like that, your brain is pulled in so many directions at once. I mean, I'm building the set, so I've got to, like, my brain has to focus on putting the pieces in the right place. I've got my instructions I've got to look at and process where the part, what part is what, where the parts go. And then I've got to look at the chat, process things that people are saying, and then talk and respond. So it is always the case that LPing it's very easy to get distracted while LPing. Not everyone who watches understands that. Like, Mysterious JG actually had a viewer who learned that directly. Like, they were complaining about the way he was playing the game, and then I guess they got so fed up they decided to go do an LP of it themselves, and then they actually came back and apologized and said, you know what, I had no idea how difficult it actually was. Now I know. But good on them. Like, it's really not common for people to come back and actually apologize for something like that. Yeah, it looks so easy. It's just playing a game, right? Is it really that hard? Yeah. Go try and record yourself talking while playing a game. You will not play as well as you do when you're not trying to record yourself. Guarantee it. Recording your voice is a whole bunch of nope. I mean, you don't have to actually, like, publish it anywhere if you want to find out for yourself what it's like. I'm just saying that, like, it's just one of those things that is much more difficult to do than a lot of people give it credit for. Oops. There we go. That goes right there, because we have a 1x1 there. I mean, I definitely make a lot more mistakes building Lego on stream than I do when I'm not building on stream. Pro speedrunners sometimes manage it, but they have played the game thousands of times. Yeah, the thing about, like, most action game speedruns is that it's so much of it is muscle memory as opposed to actually, like, observing what's going on and stuff like that. I mean, like, it's just a lot more just direct unconscious reactions kind of thing. And that takes practice and training. But, like, watch someone practice a speed run while talking, and I guarantee you they will make mistakes that they probably wouldn't make if they were practicing on their own. But it's also like any skill where, you know, the more you do it, the better you become at it. The human brain is not actually very good at actual multitasking, so there's a lot of splitting stuff. Like, you know, if you're watching an LP of mine and I miss an item or something like that, or I get, like, I lose my train of thought, that's pretty much a straight up element of the fact that I'm LPing kind of thing. Your brain can be bad at single tasking. Alright, so we're going to have the axles there. The rest of these are extra pieces. So we got a dark blue 1x1 plate, purple 1x1 cylinder plate, dark pink 1x1 cylinder tile with top peg, and a pink 5-petal flower as our extra pieces. And we get that together there. Pop that under, lock it in. And then hit my screen, as you do. Get that there. Get that in here. There we go. Okay. Lock it in with our 2L axles. There we go. So here is the Milky Way so far. 3/5 of it. The Milky Way is a fairly big place, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they should have done like one of the Magellanic Clouds or something instead. Okay, got those in. Oh, right, also. There we go. Lock all those in. And I'll put that aside. All right. Next bag, 21. You can see your house from there. All right. Instruction booklet number 5. Looking for life in all the right places. How extraordinary is life on Earth, and naturally our current options for exploring the far-flung corners of every galaxy in the universe are limited. So should we still expect to find intelligent sentient life out there? Sample analyses from recent Mars missions have shown that our red neighbor planet may once have sustained at least microbial life. As space exploration evolves over the next decades, centuries and millennia, who knows what we and our descendants will live to discover. It's a good thing I don't plan to die so that I can see all of that in the future. Alright, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. There's plenty of sentient, intelligent life here. Well, technically, sentient just means that it has feelings. There's plenty of intelligent life. There's plenty of sapient life. It's just not all of the human race. On the other hand, it does take a level of intelligence to be truly, truly horrendously evil. Alright, friction pins. We have our hanger hook. One thing you like about Battletech is they try to keep the FTL travel fairly grounded. I mean, you still get from planet to planet relatively quickly. Alright, flip that over. There we go. Kind of necessary. Kind of necessary. Little bit. What am I going to do with all this trans purple? I mean, I love it. I don't know. Doesn't mean that I know what I'm going to do with it all. It's very pretty. We do like purple here. Yeah, I'm unsurprised that that you like purple, given your Twitch username color. They have warp drives, but what about weft drives? Trans Salamis? I can't do that with just these parts. It could be a glazed Salamis with a purple glaze. Sort of. I need to get back to digitizing it. Then I should make a Lego white base and put that up on Lego Ideas. With Battletech, the jump ships need to be at the zenith or nadir point on the system to safely jump, but need to charge the drive after the jump. I mean, until we actually figure out a way to do faster than light travel, I'm not sure that any of it is truly grounded. As much as I would like it to be. Big issue you're running into in your Minecraft village, thanks to you having mob griefing set to false, is that now the village has iron golems, is that you can't cure the zombie villagers inside the village because the iron golems will go after them. No? Can't you just, like, do something about the iron golems? I mean, all FTL travel creates time travel weirdness. I mean, the theory behind something like a jump drive wouldn't. Something where you're punching a hole in space kind of thing. Like, if you're instantaneously traveling from point A to point B, then there's no relativistic travel. They respawn as soon as you get rid of them. Oh. Can't believe you sterilized all of your villagers. It's terrible. So mean. Well, I mean, we really have no idea what would and would not actually work right now. And I doubt we will. Howdy, Rovaljax. Silly idea, but will I populate the Milky Way build with microscale spaceships and or planets? They would be pretty macro scale on the scale of this Milky Way. No, I will not. I will actually be taking it apart shortly after I am done. Well, I don't know about shortly. It'll be taken apart next time I sort. Next time I do some sorting. Whenever that will be. These tiles are very dark. It's true, yeah, they are. They're very purple. But that could be an interesting thing to do with it. I mean, like the thing is like it's a pretty busy piece of artwork anyway, so it's not like a normal mosaic. So there is a lot of stuff going on in it as it is. You feel like people forgot that they are allowed to add their own flair to their Lego? I mean, I make that point that you know, you should modify things. But I'm like, I don't have the parts on hand to do stuff like that. It would have to be in my own time. And if I'm going to be building in my own time, I would rather build things for me. Like castles or Gundam stuff or something like that. Alright, spare parts. We got a bright light blue 1x1 peak slope. And bag number 22. This would be more dark matter. No, it's not a TSR, a sci-fi RPG. There's a new Stranger Things Lego set that has a lot of dark blue in it. That looks pretty nice. and a gift with purchase, which will be available for the new modular, which is a parade of silly hats. Which I feel like they don't know me well enough. Not familiar with that RPG? That's okay. It didn't have a long life. Also, there is a frog. It's a coral pink frog. Anyone tried the Stranger Things Chips Ahoy cookies? I didn't even know they existed, so no. I don't usually go for licensed food products myself. It's probably a relic of my parents absolutely refusing to ever purchase my sister and I that kind of stuff when we were children. Just mention them because because I mentioned Stranger Things. I mean, it's fair enough. I don't even know what the difference between a normal Chips Ahoy is, so feel free to explain. Licensed food products, same thing, only with additional funding. Oftentimes, yeah. I mean, they usually try to have a different flavor to them. I mean, I don't, like, Mountain Dew regularly has, like, branding on it, but it's not, like, they love, having, like, tie-ins with Call of Duty or something. I don't know, I don't pay attention, I just drink the soda. But, like, I would expect Call of Duty Mountain Dew to somehow be a different flavor. If there was going to be a Call of Duty Mountain Dew. Like, back when I was a kid, all of the cereals, they were always different flavors when they were some sort of licensed product. Although they usually did their own cereal brand, like line, as opposed to licensed Cheerios, I suppose. They're chewy Chips Ahoy cookies filled with a red strawberry cream. So, chocolate chip cookies with strawberry cream. Not what I would think of as really working together, but it might. I would try it, because I do like strawberry, and I do like chewy chocolate chip cookies. Really annoyed that Keebler soft batch cookies aren't made anymore. Those were so good. They come up with something, they'd produce it anyway. They oftentimes wouldn't produce it anyway, though. I'm not a big fan of, like, chocolate-covered strawberries, for example. Like, someone offered me some, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'll take them. Then I ate one before they actually gave them to me, and I was like, on second thought, no. Never mind. Chocolate-covered pretzels? Well, okay, so, I mean, a chocolate-covered pretzel is just kind of like a Kit Kat bar type thing. I mean, strawberry-flavored milk is good. But all you're dealing with is strawberry flavoring. Not a mixture of cookie and other stuff. Okay, we have another pair of binoculars here. Where is that? That is going here for some reason. Another pink gem. Howdy, Chutney Bucket. How's it going? Like, a chocolate-covered pretzel is really just... I mean, it's not quite the same as a lot of the candy bars out there, but it's pretty similar. You know, Kit Kat is just, you know, a cracker, like, wafer in, you know, covered in chocolate. So I can definitely see a pretzel-covered pretzel-covered chocolate. That would be interesting. Chocolate-covered pretzel as pretty reasonable flavor pair kind of thing. Yeah, Pocky is basically chocolate-covered pretzel. That's true. That is right. I haven't had Pocky in a really long time. What if you mixed chocolate syrup, caramel syrup, strawberry syrup, and caramel syrup and milk? Just made a weird flavored milk thing? I don't know. That might be kind of bad, Bahamut. Pretzel-covered chocolate would be hard to do, but probably doable. It would be hilarious to take my my misspeak and turn that into something. Pocky's not bad. It's not as rich as American chocolate. Like, the chocolate in it is not as rich as American chocolate. How about chocolate-covered Pocky pickles? I don't think you could pickle Pocky. But I suppose you could ask Patricia to pick a peck of pickled Pocky. Alright, there is our froggy right there. Okay. Alright, so spare parts. 1x1 plate flowers in lavender and coral. 1x1 trans purple cylinder tile. A medium azure 1x1 cylinder plate, and a dark pink 7-petal flower. There we go. Set that aside. Grab bag number 23. Howdy, Area High One. How's it going? Alright, let's get our Technic pins in here. Lock all that down. Red and lime. I'm sorry to hear that, Area High One. Hopefully it goes away pretty quickly. Okay, flip that over. And, of course, we start with flesh bricks. Because as we all know, the center of our galaxy is full of flesh. There is the round top piece. Another lavender carrot. I do like how there's just like lavender carrots sticking up from here. It's a supermassive black hole, meaning it's full of ham. That would be a wonderful, wonderful black hole. But it really wouldn't be black. It would have to be a black forest hole. I'm sorry. Yeah, the color of carrots are because of the Dutch. You can blame them for the orange of carrots. You wish, not a rogue AI. I'm undrownable. Damned House of Orange. Alright. Almost all the flesh bricks have been used. We just have the one inverted arch left. Sad. Sad. There we go. Getting the cosmic gravitational slope right there. Is the galaxy made of us, or are we made of galaxy? Well, we are made of star stuff. And since star stuff is ham, we are made of ham. It's true. I'm not an electronica artist. Nor am I a giant whale. I am white, though, you know. So I guess, you know, one out of however many. I did mention the artist first, yes. Well, I mean, that's partly because the whale's full name is not just that, you know? Just had to clarify. You know, some people might come in and say, "Oh, he's not the electronica artist. He must be the whale." You know, we can't have that. We can't have that. Let's see. We also have a white flower right there. There we go. He did. It's true, Kenshire. Well, the "we are all made of star stuff" is a line from Babylon 5. Probably originally quoted from something else before that. I don't know. Well, I said stuff. Alright, so there's that. Now let's get on to this part. I will be honest, I am very confused how someone at LEGO thought up making this art set specifically, like deciding what parts to use and everything like that. Ham stuff sounds weird. Ham stuff. I don't know, it sounds pretty tasty to me. Ham stuff probably involves a brown sugar glaze. Bringing all old meanings to serve man. Here at All Dragon's Lair. Because, you know, I mean, in case you didn't know, it's a cookbook! Don't you love it when you're watching a bad movie and you can predict what happens? Or even a good movie. Then again, I don't know how many people predicted that before they saw it. It's obviously very cliche now. I was watching Seed People, which was, like, all things considered, not terrible for a Sci-Fi Channel grade movie. And the twist at the end, pretty obvious. It was pretty obvious, like, even from the beginning. You're morbidly curious as to what a fight between a crab and a frog looks like. I mean, assuming the the frog just doesn't hop away, I don't think it ends well for the frog. Alright, leaf right here. And a purple eggshell right there. There we go. Alright. Spare parts. We've got a coral pink 1x1 heart tile and a purple 1x1 cylinder plate. And now bag 24. I mean, I'm curious where the crab and frog thing came from, Well Bunny. But the frog doesn't exactly have the weapons to face a crab, I feel like. Unless they've suddenly become a bullywug. Do I like these builds? Sure. I mean, like, I find the art interesting. Turning is what really is, in this case especially, is random Lego pieces into a real image. It kind of feels like when they take, like, photos and collage them in such a way that when you zoom out, it makes a portrait of someone else. Did I might have missed your earlier comment. Like I said, I am... let's see. Since there's a crab in the set already, looked up if crabs eat frogs. Surprisingly, there's some Asian frog which eats crabs. And yes, crabs do eat frogs. The more you know. Oh, yeah. Hadn't seen that. What is a hermit crab as opposed to a regular crab? I don't think there's any regular crabs in this set. I imagine that the frog that eats crabs is a very big frog, and it eats rather small crabs, would be my guess. That definitely feels like something they'd need to have some sort of, like, I don't think crabs have actual teeth, but some might. I'm not sure exactly when teeth really formed, but I imagine that they have hard bony ridges inside, at the least, to, like, crush the shell. You wouldn't find much enjoyment in a set like this? That's understandable. I mean, the nice thing about LEGO is that there's so many different sets for so many different people. I remember, like, there were some people a couple years ago now, I think it was, just really, really complaining in a very entitled way. And I'm not saying that that's what you're doing. About how, like, certain sets coming out, basically they were complaining that because they didn't like a set, no one must like it. Like, the thing for me is I just like LEGO. I really like LEGO. I mean, I don't want to put this up on display, personally, because I like different art on my wall, but I find the LEGO art line really interesting and a real really something different compared to, you know, what I bought as a kid kind of thing. What was available as a kid. As an artist, you love it. As a builder, you would not. Yeah, and that's, I mean, and that's also fair. Is like, it's kind of like, you know, even as an artist, you can look at art someone else is doing and be like, you know, like let's say you don't do oil. You don't do oil painting. It's just not your thing. You can look at someone else who only does oil painting and be like, yeah, their artwork is lovely. I love to look at it, but I don't want to do it myself because I don't like it, you know? Just as an example. This is certainly a revision of a previous prototype design. It's like definitely trying something different because it's not just the mosaic. You know, there's a lot of depth to it. Even the Mona Lisa, it had a lot of depth, but it didn't have the same kind of depth. It was very, very different in that regard. But when it comes to Lego for me, I mean, the build is always, almost always the biggest part for me. I like building things that may not be the most interesting builds if the final product is pretty cool, like the Eiffel Tower. That was not a great build, shall we say, but the final product was very awesome. But in terms of builds, my favorite stuff tends to be, you know, real big, solid buildings. That's what I tend to like the most. It's one of the reasons why I think the Lion Knight's castle, for me at least, is the best Lego set they've ever produced. Like it was a great building experience. It looks fantastic as a display model. They're very much hitting the two sweet spots. And it's a castle. It's a model that I really like as a model. So I've heard good things about the Enterprise. I'm looking forward to building it next week. But I know, as much as I am a Star Trek fan, I know that it will not be as good for me as the Lion Knight's castle. I don't expect it to be, kind of thing. You kept your the Lego you had as a kid. You don't think they're around anymore? You'd have bought the set for the Lego bricks? Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I bought it for. Like, the thing that I enjoy, like, I like buying a Lego set, building it, and then taking it apart and sorting it. Like, I mean, I don't like the sorting part, but I like having those bricks for potential future builds. One day I need to actually do some builds. We shall see. All right, let's see. We've got 3 flowers. Oops, I missed a tooth right there. Flower there. Flower there. And flower there. All right, none of those yet. 3 gems. One there. One there. And one there. Never sorted your Lego, you just threw them into a massive plastic tub and left it at that. Well, sorting is one of those things where if you have a small enough collection, it's not necessary. But as the collection starts to get larger, if you actually want to do anything, then you do start to need to sort. In part because if you don't sort and your collection exceeds the capacity of whatever single container you have, then you don't know if part A that you want is in container B or C kind of thing, you know? Alright, let's see. Alright. So, spare parts, we've got 2 pink 5-petal flowers and 1 white 7-petal flower as our spare parts. Just got to Ball's Castle and FF5, and now you're grinding on the Object Arts. Since they grant so many ability points, feels like cheating. That is what they are there for. That is what they're there for. And if you just buy softs and use that to kill them, it's even better. The only thing that is faster, I believe, is if you have access to level 5 death. I think that kills them instantly as well. Like, until you have someone with level 5 death. Oh, you just use... Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're already doing the easier thing. Those who sort, do they want to build something original? Yes. Like, that's like... If you don't want to build something original, your own designs, then there's no reason to sort by part or color. Because you would want to sort by the set. So, like, if you were going to take this apart, you'd put all of the pieces for this in one container. Okay, let's get the lime green in here. And red up here. There are a few sets that I have put into containers because I want to keep them isolated. I don't want to use their parts for other things. But in general, I just sort the parts. The stuff that I keep that way is generally older stuff. Sets from the 80s or 90s. Do have an ad break that is just about to start as well. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of space to actually, like, build and display things. Maybe one day I will. And, like, if I built things that I wanted to keep, like, I couldn't keep them together, but they were custom builds of my own, then I would sort those into their own container and create digital instructions for them. Have I ever considered streaming my own secret build? Well, I can't do it right now because my LEGO collection is not well sorted and accessible. If I were going to do any non-set streaming, I would be doing the Bricklink Designer Studio program. So it would just be digital builds as opposed to actual builds. And the idea, the goal would be to basically create instructions to eventually build something physical. I mean, there's a lot of experimentation that goes into making a design. Like, you are very frequently putting something together and then, like, scrapping it or something like that. When I built my Salamis Kai, I can't tell you how many different iterations I went through until I was happy with certain sections. And then there were other things where I was pretty happy, like, with the first design. And then it all came together. As it was, I, like, was never actually that happy with the weapon turrets. And that's one reason why it's technically unfinished. It's because I never finished the gun turret designs. Never made something that I was satisfied with, but I do need to get back to that one of these days. Finalize it, then stream it? I mean, I could do that too. But it is a lot of time, and right now I have a lot of unbuilt sets that I want to build as well. I mean, the goal is to always finish something. But you have to be happy with the design, too. I mean, I'd really like to get some things submitted to LEGO Ideas. Actually try to get some things, like, approved and everything like that. Alright, so we have a 1x1 lime green cylinder with an eye print. This is an alien eyeball used in the recent town sets, representing an alien out there. I looked into it, Lel Bunny. I don't have all the parts easily accessible, and I don't want to buy parts that I already have. And some of the parts that I used have been made by LEGO, but not recently. And if I buy at Pick-a-Brick prices, it's not cheap. So I did look into it. Exactly, Kinjir. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I do find it fun, look, you know, the little Easter eggs that they are slipping in as well. I think it's pretty cute. But yeah, I mean, like, this really does end up being like those collages made of other images. So if you get up close, you lose sight of the actual, you know, the overall image, but you can see the individual stuff. Gotta have fun, yep. That's the whole point of LEGO. LEGO is fun. Nah, Bahamut, that's not. Sorry. I'm just kidding. You feel I have the resources to do something really inventive? Yes, unfortunately, resources are not all there is. Like, time and space are important as well. There are other things that I am working on that take up time. So I don't have as much to devote to Lego building as I would like. Space is a big part too. Like, depending on what you want to make out of Lego, it can take a lot of space, and storing the Lego takes a lot of space as well. I'm slowly working on getting those, getting that resolved. But it is a slow process, because you got to get things like shelves and containers and stuff like that. Right, but Vigistry, let's say you want to make a meal, and you need flour. But you're not exactly sure where in your house the flour is. Maybe it's in the attic, maybe it's in the basement. Maybe it's in the third closet on the fourth floor kind of thing. You know, I mean, not fourth floor, but second floor is what I meant. And then you need, you know, some butter. And who knows where that is? And then the sugar, again, who knows where that is? Now imagine that, but for, like, making something that has corn or nuts or something like that, and you need to find each individual nut or kernel of corn throughout your house. Like, in various places. It's very complex. That's the point of sorting. Alright, so spare parts. Dark blue 1x1 plate, blue 1x1 tile slope, magenta cherries, and lavender 1x1 plate flour. Alright, bag number 26. Like, the point of sorting is so that you know exactly where the container of all your blue 1x4s is. Right now, the container of all my blue 1x4s is currently in a storage locker. But I also have a lot of other blue 1x4s in various other locations because they're partially sorted. But the idea is to have them all on shelves in accessible locations so that you can just grab the container of that one color. It's easier said than done. And it is a process. No one is that savantish with anything. And you gotta have it all organized. Right now it's not organized because it's been shuffled around. It was unsorted for a very, like, significant amounts of it were unsorted for a very long time. And we're working on getting that taken care of. But it is a slow process. The cleaning that out was not to clean it out and get rid of it. It was to shift things around, resort what was in there, take some things out, put things in, that kind of thing. Like, I had stuff in the back that I wanted access to, so it, like, I had to, like, you know, rotate it all kind of thing. No, that's fine. I mean, it's a lot easier. It is a lot easier to do what you want when you're a kid because, no offense to children, but you don't have to make it good. Like, your imagination makes up for deficiencies in parts. But as you get older, oftentimes you want to make things that are more precise. My collection at this point is extremely large, which is its own problem. Decades of collecting will do that. It just means it needs to be sorted. I mean, I don't know how much LEGO Master Builders actually build with just parts in front of them these days. So much as, like, started out on digital. But they do have, like, workrooms. I mean, how can you know about something that you're, you know, like, that you're not involved in, kind of thing, you know? It's no, nothing to be ashamed of or anything like that, you know? I would be doing a lot better on that whole process if not for some major setbacks this summer. Some pretty major setbacks. And, you know, as you all know, brushes in the galaxy. Giant brushes. Everyone knows about those, right? I mean, what would incentivize me to build more is to actually go to displays. Either Brick Fair, as I guess it's called now. Oops. Other local events that do displays. The Air and Space Museum at the Smithsonian actually does a yearly There may even be 2. I'm not sure. Displays, and my local Lego club does displays there. Unfortunately, the shutdown this year messed that up. Are Lego builders particularly snobby? I mean, as a whole, no more than any others. It takes all kinds kind of thing. I mean, depends on what you mean by snobby. Howdy, Shield of Hope. How's it going? Doing well. That's good. The framing industry was quite snobby, you've learned? Well, I mean, like, I would say that the adult Lego community in general probably is more likely to judge you if you buy off-brand Lego of certain types. Yeah, there's snobby people in every fandom, so it kind of depends on, like, exactly what you mean. Like, what kind of snobbery. In general, I would say that the LEGO community is pretty supportive. Grognards? I wouldn't say that there's actually a lot of grognardism in the LEGO community, partly because there isn't, like, much reason for it. There are definitely people who like the old Lego brick aesthetic, like the aesthetic of 60s and 70s Lego sets, but that's more of just like a preference on design than anything else. Alright, let's go ahead and move our axles to the side. Our spare parts. 1x1 coral pink flower, 1x1 plate flower, I should say. 1x1 cylinder plate in purple, and a trans pink gem. Rivet counters are not as much of an issue, you imagine, like with toy trains. Well, like, model train fans would be checking to see if you got enough rivets on your model kind of thing. Yeah, you're not going to have too many people like that. Because they're, like... You can't make something that precise. You're not trying... It would be like, you know... If you were doing an impressionistic painting of a train car, like a Van Gogh style, like how you can't be accurate to the actual train car itself with that, because it's an impressionistic thing. Lego, in a lot of ways, is an impressionistic medium in that regard. It's virtually impossible to get it precise, because you just can't. The pieces that you're working with are of limited shapes and everything. Oops. But there are definitely people who, you know, like if you're trying to do an actual scale model in Lego form, people might, you know, some of them might be a little critical about some of that. But I think that the criticism is generally going to be fairly positive in terms of, like, you know, oh, you know, hey, maybe if you use this part here, it'll look a little bit more accurate kind of thing. There we go. Get all those in. Let's get our 2L axles in. Sagittarius A looking good. I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't put a thing in there for that, because that's the one that's at the center, right? Or is that not? There are people who dislike the new Universes Beyond, and those who dislike the new sets. Yeah, I mean, there's people... That is the black hole at the center. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that there wasn't, like, a single black dot in there. But... I mean, there are people in the LEGO community who are definitely gonna dislike certain design choices that LEGO's making. I mean, like, I'm an example in one way. The reason that you haven't seen me make a whole lot of Technic sets on stream is because I don't particularly care for the modern LEGO Technic aesthetic. This build reminds you of faux pixelation long before you had a computer. Yeah, it kind of is. LEGO art is, in a lot of ways, a pixelated form. There we go. All right. Bag number 6. Yeah, it has a few bags, Duke Darkwood, just a few. But, like, I don't... You know, I'm not saying that the current LEGO Technic sucks or anything. I will fully admit that it looks more accurate and realistic than the old stuff. But I like the aesthetic of the old Technic sets. Alright, globular clusters. Globular clusters consist of tens of thousands to millions of stars bound tightly by gravitational attraction. Often spherical in shape, these clusters have been detected in all known types of galaxies, with around 150 detected so far in the Milky Way alone. Most stars in each cluster have formed around the same time, and their stability allows them to live long lives. One of the oldest known is Messier 15, estimated at around 12 billion years old. Alright. 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31 for the final section. Probably will not be finished before 10. Booklet 6 is more complex than Booklet 1. Oops. If you had the finances, you'd be trying and getting a lot of older Magic cards that you wanted. Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, that's kind of the nature of collecting. Similar vibe to a Meccano or Erector sets of old Technic. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I like the... Like, current Technic kind of tries to hide the studs. And it's just kind of like a, you know, and it does so with, like, curved panel pieces. And it just, I don't know. I don't care for it. You know, I wish there were still some classic Technic designs being made. But there aren't, and what that basically means is that I'm saving money by not buying them. I can spend my LEGO money on other things. The globe is cool. The innards of the globe are pretty Technic-coated, but the exterior system, yeah. But, like, it's not just that. Like, the old Technic sets tended to be kind of wireframe. And I kind of liked that. There was a Technic planetary model that was kind of neat. I thought about getting it. I think it's already discontinued, though. You know, and I have nostalgia towards old Lego cars and stuff like that, and we do occasionally get those showing back up. But, you know, I'll definitely be the first to admit that the current stuff is pretty awesome. Sun, Earth, Moon only, that's true. Yeah, the size would be pretty significant, and the price would be as well. I think one of the reasons why I didn't get that is because the price seemed not that great. Oops. Right there. Even without being to scale, just having all the objects would be a task, yeah. At large scale, LEGO starts breaking from weight. Yeah, there's a reason why when LEGO does big display models, there's oftentimes a hidden non-LEGO substructure, just to hold the weight. LEGO plastic is strong, but it's not that strong. Get enough weight and it does start deforming and stuff like that. Howdy, Kieran, how's it going? But I mean, other than people preferring old-style builds or wanting themes that don't exist anymore, like that LEGO isn't making these days, I wouldn't say that there's a whole lot of snobbery in LEGO. The most you're going to get, or the most likely snobbery you're going to get, is if you buy knockoff brands or clones. And there's a difference between a knockoff brand and a clone. Clones are more likely to be accepted than a knockoff brand. The thing about a clone is that it's a compatible brick, but they're doing their own thing. And I can respect that. I don't like them personally, but I can respect them doing their own thing. Tycho Super Blocks would be a clone, yeah. Mega Blocks would be a clone. And they're just doing their own thing. But then there are knockoff brands that it would be like they will produce this model, this specific model that we are building with their clone bricks. And they do it with Star Wars stuff too, which I'm shocked that Disney doesn't like go after them for. Is that legal? I don't know specifically. I would think not. but I don't know. Part of the problem is that a lot of the companies are Chinese, and it is hard to hold them accountable. It's one of the reasons why LEGO has been making a big push into the Chinese market over the past number of years. Because they want Chinese buyers to think of LEGO brand first. Because they kind of let it go for a while and didn't do enough to enforce their patents and IPs in China. I mean, admittedly, they may not have really been able to do that. I don't know. Is that what they are doing with all that Russian oil, making not LEGO? Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing that they're doing. They need to be a legitimate brand in China, probably, to get the backing of the Chinese government to help them go after them, I'd imagine. But like, I remember seeing a review of, admittedly, a clone set, but like not even a major brand. But basically a set trying to do a LEGO modular. And I know I've mentioned the story, so for some of you this will be familiar, but there was a positive review that basically, like, a mother wrote about her daughter's experience and was like, my daughter loves it, and it's a great design, great build. Little problem of some pieces popping off, but a little bit of glue took care of that. And it's just like, stab right in the heart. I know, right? It's terrible. Talk about someone teaching their children the wrong lessons in life. Now, there was a father who didn't understand LEGO. Okay, no extra parts. Lots and lots of purple. Alright, let's put that aside. And bag number 28. You could look this up, but is placing a 1x1 cylinder among 2x2 studs, is that illegal? No, that is not. That is by design. Alright, cause I can show that off. Here is a, here's a 1x1 cylinder brick. And you notice that it has this indentation on the bottom, essentially. That is specifically so that it fits in between. The original mold of these 1x1 cylinder bricks were flush down to the bottom, and they had solid studs. So they could not do this. Like, not even it wasn't even illegal. They just couldn't do it at all. So they changed it. So now, if you do any kind of stack of cylinder bricks, you get this ridged appearance, whereas the old ones would have been flush. But that is so that you can specifically put them in the middle of those. '90s they were like that. The flush, no, they've had this this gap since at least the '70s. It was very common for the late '70s town sets to basically get like a trans dark blue 1x1 cylinder brick right in a thing like this for a police light. And in fact, the old, like you had a stack of 5 of these, a 2x2 transparent brick, a 2x2 black plate, and then a 1x1 cylinder brick again on the top for a lamppost. You get sets with exactly that kind of build step in them. Yeah, I mean, just like today, Lego designs a piece, and every other Lego does like. So like the people designing parts for a city set, they'll make a new part, and then immediately every other team is like, how can we use this piece? What can we use this piece in? Kind of thing. And they come up with all kinds of interesting ideas, which is why you get so many different uses for hot dogs. What about placing a sideways edge along the studs? Lego used to do that. I think it's still considered... I'm not sure if it's considered illegal or not. Lego would explicitly do that with tiles, though. Like, assume that this is a just a plain tile. Here we now have the ears of an old brick-built horse. They'll never take me alive, not a rogue guy. But you'll see that, like, this 2x2 cylinder tile is flush. That is flush there. So you cannot put this in between the studs. You do need a cylinder plate on the bottom if you're going to do that. Remember seeing something about the founding of Lego a while back, but you don't remember the details? I think it was on the Toys That Built America. Yeah, I mean, there were other, like, brick, injection-molded brick toys at the time. Lego is the one that survived, basically, and flourished. And Lego did eventually buy some of those companies up, just to prevent any kind of legal shenanigans. Real or imagined. Those imaginary courts are rough, imaginary judges are hard asses? Yeah, they are. It's true. Because you go in there with your real numbers, and they're having none of it. They're having none of it. Imaginary numbers only, sir. Yeah, a lot of injection molding companies are trying to do stuff like that these days. There's a line of eco-grade, I think is kind of what they're called in Japan for Gundam model kits. They all end up being black though, because of the nature of the. Like, if you're getting plastic of random colors, it's easiest to just make it all black. And I think, like, some kinds of plastic doesn't remelt very well. Unfortunately, it is not easy to do with any of my hobbies. I keep, like, calling around places to see if they'll recycle my model kit runners, and I can't find anyone to do that. It really sucks. I just want to recycle them, dang it. That's why we need replicators, because then they can just break it down into its component atoms, you know? Make sprue glue, dissolve them in plastic cement. Yeah, but that requires me to have a use for that. Like, maybe if I was actually doing kit bashing, which I thought about. I used to think about it. But I eventually decided that it was more trouble than it was worth. There we go. Next up. You are the stream's purified child? Oh, because you're having all the things censored. Oops. That goes right there. Alright, where was I? There we go. I mean, that said, as much as I would like to recycle the plastic, it's actually better to bury it than burn it. Better for the environment. You're building the elite black version of Metal Gear Rex, but you accidentally broke a major piece, but you're kind of glad it happened because you realized you didn't like the black version. Yeah, it's a shame that it broke, though. Still. I need to downsize some of my built model kits that I don't like as much. I'd rather, like, give them to kit bashers, but I don't know how easy that is. Maybe if I just, like, put it up on eBay for, like, $5 for a big lot. Rebuilt model kits. Great for kit bashing. Okay. There we go. Alright. So, spare parts. Blue, dark blue 1x1 plate. Light pink 1x1 cylinder tile with top peg. And lavender 1x1 plate flower. Alright. Bag number 29. I haven't actually bought any model kits in a little while. I mean, I haven't had the time to make anything, so that's part of it. But they're also not making a whole lot that I want. I mean a Gundam model kit. This is a Lego building set. It's different. Oh, I still love Robotech. I mean, like the original. Holds a special place in my heart. I was watching a movie on Tubi and heard the voice of Scott Bernard from the Mos Pieta arc of Robotech. I don't paint my model kits either. What Gundam model kits do I want? Shield of Hope. Basically, I want master grade models of more of the Zeta and Double Zeta Grunt machines. Like, I don't need another Gundam. I have so many Gundams. I don't need more Gundam model kit, like models of the Gundam. I want my Garibaldi Beta, dang it. Like, just like building them feels so samey now. I want more interesting things, and that's basically just grunt kits now, like grunt suits. There was a Goof 2.0. I'm still surprised that they've never done, like, flight types. I mean, I'll take variations on that, although I'm a little tired of Zaku's. And Goofs are basically Zaku's. I have a lot of Zaku's as well. I don't need more Zaku's, unless it's like a Zaku 3. I'll take a Zaku 3 or a Hyzak. Like a Hyzak custom. I would love a Hyzak custom. Or a sniper type. Those would be good. Again, I'm really surprised that they haven't made them, because it would be relatively easy. They just need to make a couple different runners. You'd also go for a Gelgoog. The current Gelgoogs are pretty good. They have a Gelgoog 2.0, which is really good. Yeah, it's still on the base camphor frame, I think. Model kit. Which is a pretty good design for being relatively old. Lego Gundam license when? I don't know if they would consider it to sell well outside of Japan well enough. Use gasoline instead of paint thinner. It's more dangerous than dynamite. I mean, I'd be open to some other, like, interesting stuff, but, like, I don't know. I'm not that interested in non-UC Gundam either. And they keep making, like, Astray frames for some reason. Friggin' Seed. Who even likes that anyway? So mean. There's some of the snobbery there. A little bit of snobbery on my part. Like, I have zero interest in more Gundam Wing stuff, unless, of course, it's the grunts. I could get behind some of the grunts from that. But I doubt they will do those. They've done multiple versions of the various actual Gundams. You have snobbery. I mean, yeah, there's always some snobbery. Everyone is a snob about something. Your general opinion is most of the non-UC Gundams are too toyetic and overly focused on Gundams. I mean, even some of the more the more recent UC stuff tends to do that too. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like, it works in G Gundam. It works perfectly in G Gundam. I would take more of those Gundams. All right, those are some Gundams I could get behind. New next year, Scud Gundam. Damn right, I'm buying that. Neo Siberia's Gundam Mammoth. Oh yeah, I'm getting that. Most of your snobbery tends to be at people who rely too much on board wipes to prop up their decks. Alright, spare parts. We've got a purple 1x1 cylinder plate, a trans purple 1x1 cylinder tile, and a light aqua 1x1 plate flower. You could never get into Mobile Fighter G Gundam? I would say then try skipping the... Oh dear, I just realized that I am... No wait, I am on the right. Okay, I did get that lined up right. I would say try like fast forwarding or just outright skipping the first 12 episodes then. G Gundam is really good once it gets going. Which was the worst choice in G Gundam, Tequila Gundam or Scud Gundam? You barely got to see Scud Gundam, so it's hard to say that that is the worst choice, but They definitely should have given it a different name. I think it had a different name in Japan. I don't remember. RD Snobbery stuff caused it you a defeat in a two-headed giant? Holland's Windmill Gundam just trying to hide? Well, and then you see near the end that they have tons of them. That was great. Alright, now our final panel. Technically, Iron-Blooded Orphans, I think, isn't it? Yeah, I think that one is technically UC. But yeah, I prefer standard UC. I would love to see some... like, I'm really looking forward later this year. We're getting the next Hathaway. Right there, okay. The next of the Hathaway trilogy movies. I'm really looking forward to that. Yes, you're right, I am. I am mixing that up with Reconquista and G. Sorry. I haven't seen either of them. Well, I've seen the first 2 episodes of Iron-Blooded Orphans. I have meant to get back to it, but, I don't know. I think when I tried to watch it, I just was not, like, in a good headspace for it. Obviously, what I'm always in a good headspace for is Victory Gundam. If you know, you know. Victory is slow for you, and it has some weird mobile suit designs. A lot of them are Junya Ishigaki designs, though. No, that's believe in the sign of Zeta. Don't stop, carry on, stand up to the victory. Yeah, those are the appropriate songs. You're definitely missing the point of my statement about being in the right headspace for Victory Gundam. It's okay. You don't have to understand it. I mean, it's not quite Ideon's cutest beheading ever, but, you know. When you get back to victory, you'll know what I mean. Oh, you will. You definitely will. Don't worry. It is hard to miss. It is very, very, very hard to miss. Alright, and a 1x4 there. Let's see. Next up. Never got into Reboot myself. I couldn't really deal with the CG graphics kind of thing. Same thing with Transformers Beast Wars, just not for me. I don't know about peak. But I'm not saying it's bad. That's just not for me. Got a lot of blue to do, and now... I mean, I've heard good things about the story of Beast Wars. It just... I don't know. I would have preferred cell animation. In general, I think I will always prefer cell animation, honestly. In that respect, I'm definitely a grognard. I even prefer digital cell animation to actual CG. Like, it's the one thing that I don't like about like Gundam Unicorn and Gundam The Origin and stuff like that is how much of the mecha animation is just CG. Basically like cell-shaded CG. Need to see the end of Beast Wars, much like the second part of Robotech. You've only seen up to the second to last episode? Huh. I could also just watch Southern Cross. Forever tittering? You mean you're there laughing? Just the other day, just Wednesday, you stopped at a Walgreens to pick up a prescription, saw they had 2 of the minifigures in the green packaging, the series before the cars, and one of them, when you scanned it, was Wolfpack Beastmaster. Nice! Congrats! That is a find. That is a great find. Okay. So, spare parts. A blue 1x1 plate flower, a bright green 1x1 cylinder plate, and a blue 1x1 tile with... Actually, no, that's not extra. I missed that going right there. So it's just the 2 extras. There we go. I was like, wait, we haven't had an extra one of these in other bags. And bag number 31, the last bag. I've tried watching some other Macross, and I have not been able to get into, like, I mean, obviously Macross 2 is completely different, and it's very weird. I need to rewatch that. I have not watched that in forever. But other than the original Macross and Macross Plus, nothing quite feels right to me. Doesn't quite feel like Macross to me. Admittedly, I haven't tried, like, Delta and stuff, so who knows. Yeah, I've tried watching Macross 7, and it feels off to me. I don't know. Doesn't give me the same vibe as the original Macross. Well, and not a rogue AI. I mean, like, the stories are different. Many of the beats are there and stuff like that, but the stories are different. So, and like the story of Macross and Robotech, like the first, the Macross arc of Robotech, very, very similar overall. But then you get into Southern Cross, and you're getting, quite a bit of differences. So, yeah, I mean, like, I understood what you meant. I was just joking about that. Oh yeah, the original Macross is definitely the best. Although, like, do you remember Love has some absolutely incredible animation? I think that's been released. I need to double check, because I think that might be watchable now here in the US. Yeah, I mean, Harmony Gold was genuinely trying to bring a much more adult-oriented story to children's television kind of thing, a more mature storytelling. And given the time, like, I think they did a fantastic job with Robotech. Harmony Gold's reputation of being bad is primarily the stuff that came after. Like, some of it's a bit of like, you wouldn't do those things today, but at the time you kind of had to. Like that was more how you could do it and get it on TV and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I mean, and like what they did after they brought over Macross, Southern Cross, and Mospieta, that's not defensible. But you can also point to two different things, and look at them in different ways and stuff like that. They did good here, they did bad here, kind of thing. Yeah, I'm sad that they don't have the dub for Macross Plus, though. Can't hear Bryan Cranston and veteran Robotech voice actor Richard Epcar. Hey, that's the good stuff, not a rogue AI. The re-entry scene with Information High playing, perfect. No, I wasn't doubting it. I'm just saying that's the good stuff. I'm not saying you said it wasn't. Essentially, I'm agreeing with you. Or expanding on what you said. I mean, it's a great Yoko Kanno, so what do you expect? Oh, didn't get that one on there. 2 taps here. And here. You regret doing a Geordie Crusher hair swap? Now, is that Wesley or Beverly? Okay. Did I get a wrong? Oh, nope. It's up here. Trying to hide. There we go. Alright, let's move the axles over here so I can figure out what's extra. That is not extra. Okay. These are extra. Alright, dark blue 1x1 plate. Medium azure 1x1 cylinder tile with top peg. Lavender 1x1 plate flower. Light aqua small 3-stem plant. And a gray whisk as our extra pieces. Okay, flip it over. Lock those in. Wait. I got that in the wrong place. There we go. Okay. then this goes right in here. And lock it in with some axles. Yeah, it's very pretty. Come on, axle hole, where are you? There we go. Next one right there. Next one right there. Next one right there. There we go. Okay, second to last one goes right there, and the last one right in there. Okay. We'll get a "You are here" sign. Get those in. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and flip it over. And lock it all in there. All right. Okay. "You are here" is... Where exactly is that? Over here? I think so. We're going to get a better view of that? Yes. Ah, okay. No, we're up here. Weird. All right. Yep. All right. So that is our solar system, I think. You are here. So that is the solar system right there. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. It is a little bit larger than I can show all on one screen. But it definitely looks good from a distance. So very, very pretty. And a very much a false color image. Takes our sun about 250 million years to do a full orbit around the Milky Way galaxy. Oh, God. I have to wait so long for another birthday? Oh, jeez. Fine. All right. Very, very nice. Lots of greebles, but from a distance, you really can't see them that well. Like, they just kind of all blend together. All right. Weird how many colossal flowers there are in the galaxy. I know, right? Who knew? I guess that's just the nature of our strange and wonderful galaxy. All right. So before we wrap things up for the night, first, we have some advent calendaring to do. So it is currently the 5th. We did through the 3rd. So let's go for the 4th. That is right here. There we go. Oh, we have a creeper. Howdy, Fayola. How's it going? How weird would it be if you could completely stop? Pretty weird. I mean, I think you'd die, so, you know. The speed with which our sun is moving through said galaxy is absolutely astonishing. Yeah. It is. Alright, so brown and then green. And we have a flower with red and green pieces. So it's a red 1x1 cylinder tile, cylinder plate with hollow stud, and then a green 1x1 plate flower. These might be sweet berries, I'm not sure. What do you think, Kalis? How's it going? The Earth is doing some 66,000 miles per hour or so around the sun. Sun goes around the galactic center way faster. Yeah. Yeah, just casually. Casually zipping along. Alright, and... pardon me, sorry. Creeper time. There we go. So we have our creeper and some flowers. Let's go ahead and zoom in on him. So I'm guessing these are supposed to be sweet gemberries or whatever they are. I forget. Alright. Okay, so we got a 3-stem plant. We got a green 1x1 plate flower and a red 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud. Weird astronomy fact, there is a void out there that is so large that if the solar system had been in the center, we would not have seen other stars before, like, the Age of Sail or so. Yeah, I'm never a creeper. I don't blow up. Alright, so that is 4, and now 5. Where are you, 5? There's 5. Alright, we have a little snow-covered tree. It's kind of micro-scale, basically. Eight for minifigs? Alright. Yeah, there's gonna be a minifig. We got minifigs to do. Just one, though. Because we have advent calendaring going on. Like, I gotta delay things for when I... to make it longer until I run out of minifigs. Because eventually I will. Eventually, all that we will be doing is the current set of minifigs, and that is it. And that will definitely not last the 4 months in between minifig sets. Needs to be an Andromeda Galaxy set that can be linked to give the image of an inevitable collision with the Milky Way. I need to build up my minifig collection. I have almost all of the sets. The only ones that I haven't done on stream are ones that I had before. And they're all really expensive now. I mean, if you guys want to start paying for 1, 2, 3, and 4... What did I do 4? I think I did 4. Oops. Nope, not white. Duh. Silly me. Brown. There we go. So we have a little microfig and a little snow-covered tree. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. So cute little microfig stuff. This definitely fits in with the like you could put this in with the crafting box that we built. It's about the same thing. Let's go ahead and put that back in there, and we'll put the creeper back in there. All right. Spare parts. We've got 1x1 tiles in dark brown, white, and light blue. Green 1x1 plate, and a medium nougat or something like that. 1x1 plate with a Minecraft figure face print. All right, so that is our advent. So next Wednesday, it will be... Let's see. It'll be the 10th. So I will probably do 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then on Friday, I'll do 10, 11, and 12. Just to kind of even it up a little bit. All right. But before we wrap things up, we do have a 1 Series 13 minifig to open up. Imagine putting the spare face right on top of the regular face, making a Cosmic Horror microfigure. It would be pretty horrific, yeah. All right, D6. 3. So we're going into the middle. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 20. D20. Looks like a terror cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Let's go ahead and get a prediction going. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in. Let's roll my die. 16. So that is the bounty hunter. Let's see. Nadaroge I had 8, so that would be the Egyptian warrior. 4 for Bahamut. That would be the snake charmer. So get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? Let me go ahead and get my timer all ready. There we go. All ready to go. Tonight's guess is a Minotaur Galactic Sight Scene Tour Conductor, a Leonin spaceship captain exploring Borg space, a Romulan commander. It would be nice if we got some Star Trek minifigs, but I imagine that they can't do that for the same reason they can't do Star Wars. So get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? And guess what it will be. Roll a die. See what it comes up. You could get 16 or even 20 from Next Generation alone. I mean, you could get a heck of a lot more. Like, even with... Like, they don't have to be all regulars. But, I mean, they got to do a Borg at some point, right? A Borg battle set. All right, 10 seconds remaining. Get your predictions in. No, they wouldn't. They're only doing 12 these days. Alright, predictions are closed. Alright. And go. Okay. 9.63. We're all just trying to figure out who's responsible with the hot dog guy again. Once again, it is the hot dog guy. He's just trying to figure out who's responsible. You thought the lean-in ate the hot dog guy? Well, this is a new hot dog guy. Hot dog. Representing one of the best new pieces we've ever had. It is Hot Dog Guy. Hot Dog Guy is going all Pepper Girl here? Not quite. Not quite. Takes a lot more for that. Alright. So, that is the stream for tonight. So I want to thank you guys for coming on out. When we come back next Wednesday, where is Pepper Girl? Not around here. She's hiding from you guys. Actually, she's in a container somewhere. We will be back next Wednesday, and we're going to start the Enterprise. We will be back tomorrow for some more Spelljammer. We'll be back on Monday for some more Dragon Quest II. We have moved on to 2. We'll be back on Wednesday and Friday to build the Enterprise. Probably going to take more than just those 2. Select a winner. Yeah, you're right. It's probably a good idea, wouldn't it? Holy cow. All right. Not that many people. All right, within 20 seconds, complete that prediction. Sorry, completely slipped my mind. See, now we're just trying to figure out who's responsible for me forgetting. Kinshir and Bahamut getting all of the hams, and by all of the hams, I mean the grand total of 10 extra hams than you wagered. Because no one went for 20 to 50, no one went for 50 to 60, and Lel Bunny went for no. So congratulations, Kinshir, on your 6 hams. Congratulations, Bahamut, on your 4 hams. Don't spend them all in one place. I want to thank you guys for coming on out. We will be back next time. See you then, everyone.